So those decisions being contemplated now back and forth over the team radios. And while the teams do that, let's get some updates from pit road. Our Nationwide Insurance up to speed. Starting with the 10th place car, Kevin Harvick. Jamie, what are they saying?
Well, it's been an interesting night for Kevin Harvick. He started off all smiles because he's in his race-winning car from Bristol, but he's been struggling with how tight his car has been. He's kind of been up and down, but right now he's starting to work his way back, but he said all the changes all night really not helping. He started 8th. Right behind him, Jason Keller. He says Richmond is his favorite track of all time. He won here back in 2002. Car is pretty good. Again, they've been chasing it. They've been working on air pressure adjustments and tires all night for Jason Keller. Shannon?
Jamie, what a great run for Brian Scott in that Braun Racing number 10 car. Not surprising, though, that he's running in the top 12 right now. His last start was at Phoenix. He had a 15th place finish there. This is a young man who's making just a handful of starts in the Nationwide Series this season. This is his 3rd start, so what a run for Brian Scott. Dave.
Michael McDowell running 13th now. He says he actually feels quite comfortable on the short tracks because they remind him of his upbringing on road courses, breaking and breaking points. He's been using them well tonight. On the last restart, he was 16th. He's picked up 3 spots since then, moving forward. Jamie?
Behind him is Shelby Howard making his 4th start this year. Mark Green has been in this car throughout the season, but they made a driver swap. Tonight he said the car is neutral. Right now he's running 13th, and that's where he started. Great run for Shelby Howard. Alan?
You know, the other thought as we talk about some of these guys just outside the top 10 now, these leaders are watching the fuel gauge.
Yeah, absolutely. And that could play into Mike Bliss's favor, Alan, we would think, if they have to come down and make another caution stop. But I'll tell you what, the big thing as well, look inside that top 10. We have a who's who of drivers. You got Mark Martin, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick, Jeff Burton. I can't wait till we get about 20 laps to go.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that we already heard that the one can't quite, he's about a lap short. So he'll be able to save that, I guess, but highly unlikely we see this thing go green the rest of the way.
These other guys are going to have to stop within about 20 laps if we don't see a caution. In fact, Dave, are we hearing something about the 5 car?
Yeah, Mark just came on the radio, told his guys he is out of fuel. They have stepped it up down here, snap 2. They had just called out that they would need to stop for fuel and tires around lap 204. So they were getting close, at least 20 laps away or so, but Mark thought he had a outage on that car. It sputtered for a second, and he swore that he was out of fuel. He looks like he's up to speed again now, guys.
All right, so Martin running in 6th, trying to chase down Matt Kenseth just ahead of them in 5th. And again, don't see a caution. Some of these leaders may be on pit road for green flag stop shortly, which could play into the hands of Mike Bliss in the 1, who's 4th now and out of sequence with the leaders. Carl Edwards out in front, 61 laps to go.
Mark Martin leaving pit road here at Richmond. He reported on lap 188 that the car was sputtering out of fuel. They were about 20 laps away from a pit stop. Mark was running 5th at the time. He had to leave pit road. Green conditions continue out here. The leaders have already gone by, and Martin goes a lap down.
And Scott Speed, we saw him earlier get into the wall. He said it is affecting the right side. He definitely had some tire rub. Then he had a feeling like they were about to blow, so he wanted to pit, and he missed pit road. Then he had a commitment violation, and then he finally came in to stop, guys. Great night, was running for Scott Speed. Now he said his car is junked.
So Speed and Martin, the first 2 of among the lead cars to come on pit road. Here's the commitment violation. You're trying to get on pit road out of turn 4.
You see, he crossed over that mark on the racetrack, that pink day-glow mark, and that is the commitment cone. Normally there's a cone, but that's what they're using as their commitment line. And if you cross it, you have to come down pit road, and he couldn't make it.
He just had too much speed going, just couldn't pull that thing down quick enough. There's a lot of rubber buildup. Now he makes it now.
He will have a pass-through penalty because of the commitment cone violation. It comes down in which at 40 miles an hour and will lose at least a lap by virtue of this penalty.
Yeah, they started out really good for Scott Speed, but it's not ending up well.
Yeah, these guys look so good. Just didn't have the staying power, made some mistakes, and killed them. But you know what? That's going to happen. At this racetrack, I mean, this guy is new to this place. He'll figure it out.
Carl Edwards has not been on pit road. His final stop should be coming momentarily. We were hearing in the next 3 to 5 laps. Edwards, Keselowski, Kyle Busch. That's a top 3. Now remember, Mike Bliss back in 4th spot had pitted and so he may be able to make it within a lap of the checkered flag. But look at the rear end on this car. Is it rubbing a little bit?
Well, we see that left rear tire is hanging out of the left side like there's either something bent or something moving around, but Mike's running really well. It's not like it's hurting him too much, but we can see even the rear brake rotors on this car glowing red. You see that left rear tire, though. It's hanging out of the fender.
Even some of the drivers behind him are starting to comment. Let's listen to Kevin Harvick.
Something going on in the rear end of that one car. Left rear tire stuck out 2 inches further than everybody else's. The body's all laid to the right. Something definitely weird, abnormal to the rest of the field.
Well, it seems to be working fine, and the caution's out now. Something wrong with Morgan Shepherd's cars.
We are told he has lost power, so the car just coasting around, so that will bring out the caution for the seventh time.
Looks like he got a flat maybe on the rear. No, maybe not. Picked up a bunch of rubber, I guess, when he went up high.
Tell you what, if that one car stays running good, I'll guarantee you all these guys will be down looking underneath the back of that thing. Maybe it's a secret that they found that nobody else knows. And I tell you, Kevin's good at figuring it out. He noticed it. He was following that car, and he was telling his crew right away so he wouldn't forget.
Well, the key thing here is Mike Bliss was able to drive all the way up to 4th spot with those good tires, with new tires.
Guys, let's have a good stop here, guys.
Now he can get on sequence with these guys and race them. He's got that #1 pit stall, don't forget. So he might be able to beat some of these guys off pit road.
The #1 pit stall, very important. I mean, he can stop and just lay into the throttle and just go wide open out and not get a penalty at that point.
This was a bad break for Martin. He made that green flag pit stop.
Carl Edwards will come down as the leader. Keselowski, Kyle Busch. This should be the final stop, the money stop as we call it. Less than 50 laps to go here at Richmond. And Edwards will lead him down at 40 miles an hour. Others will follow Edwards on. Let's go down to Dave Burns.
Brad Keselowski saying to his crew, I think I'm pretty good, and judging from the way he's run tonight, he has been. The 88 car will take on 4 tires. They will make no changes to that race car. Meanwhile, Kyle Busch gives up the 3rd position. He comes on to pit road. They're going to make a wedge adjustment. Kyle was complaining that he was plowing the center of the corner. 4 tires as well for Kyle. Jamie?
And Matt Kenseth pulls into his pit box, was 5th. He started off your pole sitter tonight. Needs an air pressure adjustment, and again, a track bar down. Shannon?
Amy, Carl Edwards still a little bit free. They're going to go down on the track bars. You can see those guys on the left side. It is a money stop. 16 seconds. 16.8 for Carl Edwards.
Mike Bliss will have those other cars go by him coming off pit road. Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch, Keselowski, and Bliss. Bliss will not lose a spot, and Busch and Keselowski will switch positions. Back with the green flag in just a moment.